Hari Om. Let's start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the Panchadashi 7th chapter and Trupti Deepa Prakaranam, and that's related to the Atma Vijnanam. So it is an interpretation of the whole chapter is the explanation for the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad that we discussed. See, Atmanam Sed Vijaniyat Ayam Asmiti Purushaha Kimichan Kasya Kamaya Sariram Anusajvaret. So up to this sloka 18, the Vidyaranya covered what is meant by Purushaha. This is a very important aspect because we are talking about Jiva, and in the process, who is Jiva, what's the Ishvara, and who exactly realizes, and what exactly involves realization. All that is being mentioned, and in the process, we have Jiva has the three components. One is the original consciousness, OC, the original consciousness, or Kutastha Chaitanyam, or also called Sakshi Chaitanyam, and the other one is the inert Buddhi, medium form, and that's essentially forms a medium Buddhi, and then the Manas, and which is essentially Antahkaranam, and along with it there is a Sula Sariram, and that is essentially the physical body, and the Karna Sariram, the causal body. So all are involved in the constitution of the Jiva, but here we are referring to in the realization, obviously in the waking state, and we are talking about the Buddhi, where one has to use a Viveka, and Buddhi by itself is inert, but it is activated as a conscious entity by reflection of the original consciousness or Sakshi Chaitanyam, and that reflection is called Chidabhasa, that is reflecting consciousness. This, all that is essentially the reflecting aspects of the theory of Bimba Pratibimba aspects of the Vedanta. And after discussing the Purusha, what exactly involved in the Purusha and who realizes what, that I had to use the Buddhi to recognize that I am pure consciousness, because when I say I am conscious entity, I am the existent entity, and therefore very claim that I am conscious entity involves consciousness, and that consciousness that I am is pure consciousness that is all pervading. So I have to recognize that Aham Brahmasmi, and that is the essentially jnanam that is required. Now he goes into the analysis of the other words of the original Brihadaranyaka Sutra, and that requires now about the I am aspect of it. This is being introduced in this sloka 19. Let's read that. Asandigdha viparyastha Asandigdha viparyastha Bodho dehatmanichyate Bodho dehatmanichyate Tadvadatreti nirnetum Tadvadatreti nirnetum Ayamichyabhidhiyate Ayamichyabhidhiyate. Together. Asandigdha viparyastha Bodho dehatmanichyate Tadvadatreti nirnetum Ayamichyabhidhiyate. So what is this I am? So here he gives an example here. In the Dehatmani, in this Deha Atmani, so Dehe Atmani, in this body that I have a notion that I am, I am the body. And this notion, Dehatmani, Bodha Asandigdaha, there is no doubt that I am this body. And who proves that? Who says that? Everybody says that I am the body. And that is the, without any asandigdha, viparyasta. So asandigdha, without any doubt, and aviparyasta, asandigdha viparyasta. So aviparyasta ichate. So without any, the possibility of opposite, that without any possibility of that means crystal clear knowledge that I am this body, everybody has. So therefore nobody inquires who am I, because everybody knows I am, starting with I am this starting with the body, idam. So I am the body notion is there. It's not a really knowledge, because it can be, it's called a notion only because it can be dismissed. Why it can be dismissed? Because the very fact that I am the body and this is my body, also people say, right? Everybody says this is my body. Don't hurt my body. So my body is, I am a possessor of the body. So the possessor is different from possessed. So obviously I know my body. The knower is different from the known. So the very fact that this is my body essentially implies that I am not the body. At the same time, I am the body. When you touch me, he says you are touching me. When the body is fat, I say I am fat. When the body is lean, I say I am lean. And body, the skin is white, the skin depth. Skin is white, I say I am white. Nobody is actually white. It is some kind of beige color or in between. And so-called white is when I claim it's only body, the color of the skin, the people claim. And I am a brown, I am a black, I am this, I am that, I am tall. All properties of the body is superimposed on myself when I say I am. And that superimposition is so deep-rooted that from the childhood on all the way, everybody says I am the body. Therefore, no one has any doubts. Only when you have doubt, you have to inquire, am I the really body or not? But nobody has a doubt. When the body is having a problem, I am having a problem. And people try to solve the problem, and say all the hospitals and all that are there. When the body is not, when I go to mind, I am the mind, because emotional personalities are identifying, I am the body, I am in love, I am in hate, I hate, all those emotional attributes of the body or the moods of the mind are being identified as my moods, and therefore by association with the qualities of the mind, I am saying I am having the qualities, and that's also asandigdham. That means no doubt about it. And aviparyastam ichate. That means no possibility of any other than I am the body. Sure, I am the mind and I am the intellect, even that. Why? Because all my resume involves only about intellectual accomplishments or accomplished by the intellect, claim that I am who is performed, or the claim that I am the one who has the properties of those. So I am this, this keep changing at the body level, at the mind level, at the intellect level. And this is the life of the whole Jiva, not only in this life, because this life is there for generations to generations to generation, life after life. We have come all the way from amoeba to all the way to human body, and therefore this ignorance that I am this is going on, but we are so definite, and therefore we don't have even a doubt about it. Therefore we don't want to inquire into that who am I really? Am I really the body or not? No inquiry is done, because I am sure I am the body. Therefore no course is being offered, that who am I inquiry course is not there, because everybody knows, and the teacher knows that he is the body, everybody knows their bodies. So this is the whole. But the Arjuna also had the same problem. That's why the Vishada Yoga starts, because of I am going to lose the Mahatmas, because the body is associated with the Mahatmas. Because when the body is no more there, they are not there anymore. Therefore, the identification with the body is so intense, and all our sufferings and all that, we lost somebody, we lose all the crying and everything is because of the identification with the body. You can identify with the transactions for transactional purposes. So mother is still mother, father is father, son is son. There is no confusion in the transactional level, but from the understanding level, one should understand these are only the matter. We are not respecting not just the matter, but the individual that is there and living in that. And that's what we hear. So asandigdha viparyasta bodho de atma ichyate. So ichyate. So there is, everybody is seeing that without any problem, without any alternative, that this I am the body notion is there without any doubt. Asandigdha. Tadvad atreti. Atra tadvat iti nirnetum. Tadvatrena nirnetum ayamichabhidiyate. So the atra here stand for in the self also, because we are talking about the sloka of the Brihadaranya Upanishad. This is Atmanam ched vijaniya ayam asmi iti purushaha. Ayam asmi. This is I am. This I am is asmi iti purushaha, is what is the understanding of the jiva. So therefore tadvat, this is that the truth of that being pointed out of that is essentially atra in the self, iti nirnetum, in order to arrive at what exactly is tadvat. Says what exactly is the truth behind that is ayam iti abhidiyate. The word ayam is being used. This we need to know. What is this? That who am I? So who am I is being pointed out as though it is an object. Ayam is this. So here how do we use ayam here when I say I am? So I am is being pointed out, but I cannot say I am. How can you point out I am? Anything pointed is only an object. Therefore, for the transaction purposes, for the knowledge sake, in order to point out what exactly that Atma is, this I am is being used in the scriptures. That's what it is. So he's going to discuss more about how there is an objectification of the subject here. Right? Because I want to know myself. So what should I know? What should I do to know myself? Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. So you go to a teacher and ask the questions about what? Who am I, sir? So you have to ask who am I. Say if the teacher only knows about himself, what good is asking him, please teach me about myself, even though he knows about himself. So if he knows himself, he cannot teach about, I don't need to know about himself, I want to know about myself. So what good is for me to go about him knowing about himself? Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya. What do I have to know by seva? That, sir, please tell me who am I. First let me find out who am I before I can teach you who you are. So the teacher should know who he is. But what is the point of knowing the teacher knows about himself? See, unless what he knows is also the self, that himself is the self in all. So then only the teaching can be valid. So says parikshalokan karmachitan brahmano nirvedamayan nasya krutena tad vijnanartham sagurum eva bhigache. To know that, so know that is being pointed out. What? Tad vijnanartham, to know that of that tatvit, that to know that truth. So what is that? You have to go and approach a teacher. Tad vijnanartham sagurum eva abhigachet. You have to approach only a teacher. That means not go directly to the Shruti. Don't go and read the Shruti yourself. Go and approach a teacher. And Shruti itself says that. Because if you come to me directly, you get thoroughly confused. Because one Shruti says one way, another Shruti says some way, from different points of view, and it looks as though contradictory, unless you know that it's not really contradictory. There is a samanvayam. That's what Brahma Sutra says, tattu samanvaya. There is a coherency in the teaching, but from the point of reference is only different, and that has to be understood. So that's why Krishna says, we give example, says, the mastani sarva bhutani, all beings are in me. Adamastani bhutani, no beings are in me. Someone wrote in the internet, says the whole Bhagavad Gita is full of contradictions. What is the truth in that? Says Krishna himself says, I am there in all beings. At the same time he says in the very next sloka, I am not there. He contradicting himself. So the Bhagavad Gita is full of contradiction. That's what happens if you go and study yourself Bhagavad Gita or any Shastra. That's why Shastra himself wants it. You have to go to a teacher and with this Shraddha. So the teacher Sad Vijnanartham, being identified that I want to know something. So therefore that something is this, I am, and that is being pointed out. And therefore essentially it says Tadvad Atra Tadvad iti nirnetum, to arrive at clearly I am iti abhidiyate. To arrive clearly what? To arrive clearly what is that Atma, what is the self that I am. So I have to know not only the self that I am, the self that I am is the self in all. That is essentially Krishna's statement. Yo mam pasyati sarvatra sarvancha mai pasyati tasyaham na pranasyami sajame na pranasyati. Who sees me? Yo mam pasyati sarvatra. The one who sees me everywhere. And Gomam pasyati sarvat. Sarvancha mai pasyati. And everything in me. So therefore, it is me who pervades everything and everything in me. And that sloka comes just after the other sloka. Says that the one who sees oneself everywhere and the self in everyone, every self, and that one who is also a jnani. So from the jnana point as well as bhakti point, it is being sarva bhutastam atmanam sarva bhutani samatmani. The one who sees oneself, that the self that I am is the self in all also. So that is essentially yo mam pasyati sarvatra sarvancha mai pasyati. And that Atma, so tadvad, so that is to know that exactly is I am iti abhidiyate. So the scripture is using the word I am iti abhidiyate, is being used in that sense. So here he is pointing out that first we use an objective way of identifying what is that I want to know. That's why for that says you go to a teacher, and what is the teacher is going to do you? This is teacher going to teach the Shruti, and that has to be learned. This is Srotavyaha, Mantavyaha, Nidijasitavyaha. You have to listen to the scriptures for a prolonged length of time under a competent teacher. This is being what Srotavyaha means. Who is a competent teacher? He himself listened to his teacher for a prolonged length of time, and that teacher listened to his teacher. So there is a Guru Parampara is there, and also a teaching methodology is involved, because the teacher learned the teaching methodology from his teacher. That becomes a Sampradayam also is involved, implied in that statement. So you had to go to a teacher to learn who is that Atma. So a teacher cannot say this is Atma. So he has to point out using this. Therefore it is I am is being used in that sense. And therefore there is an objectified knowledge and there is a subjective realization has to be understood in this. And Shankara says here, how strongly? Just as I am so definite about that I am the body, that without any doubt, in the same way I had to be so clear that I am not the body, but I am that which enlivens the body. I am pure consciousness, that definitive, crystal clear, without any sandigdham, without any doubt about it. That has to be understood. So here he is going to quote Shankara's statement in the next sloka, sloka 20. Dehatma jnanavad jnanam, dehatma jnanavad jnanam, dehatma jnana badhakam, dehatma jnana badhakam, atman eva bhavejyasya, Atmanyeva bhavedyasya sanechannapi muchyate. Sanechannapi muchyate. So Shankara used the same statement. So Dehatma Jnanavatu. Dehatma Jnana means Dehe Atma Jnanavatu. In the body, I am the body, I am this body. That Jnanam, Jnanavat, in the notion that I am this body is there so definitely without doubt, and in the same with the firm conviction. I don't have to do japam. I am this body, I am this body, I am this body. I don't know. It is so ingrained in me that I don't have to sit down and meditate that I am the body, because the knowledge is crystal clear and it is required. Anytime anybody touches, hey, you are touching me. Yeah, I am not touching you, I am only touching your body. People say, you are touching my body, but you are touching me. So therefore, its a statement of identification is so intense. The problems of the body has become intensely identified as my problems. So therefore, I suffer, because the problems of the body is always there as one goes from the childhood all the way to the old age. So all the indriya starts deteriorating as you go, as you become older, because it's the nature of the body. But when I say I am the body, say I am having a problem, the body's problem becomes so intense that I am having a problem, because Dehatma Jnanavat Jnanam. So Dehatma Jnanavat, in the identification that I am the body is so intense. Jnanam Dehatma Jnana Bhadakam. So Dehatma Jnana Bhadakam, in the contrary notion that this is not the body, and that has to be, and Atmani eva bhavedyasya. The Bhadakam, I reject that I am not the body. Why I reject I am not the body? Because when I say I am this body, I am a subject, this body is an object of my knowledge, and I know what is the. So doctor will ask me, where is it paining? Is it paining here? Is it paining there? Because I know where the pain of the body is. So I know which part of the body is paining. Otherwise doctor will not know. So I had to go to doctor and I had to tell the doctor, is this essentially, that's what in the eye examination they will keep changing, is this better or the previous one better? So I have to tell everything. You say, if I had to tell anything, why do I need him? He is only telling which one of the two things, and I had to tell as the one who is really knower, because he does not know my body. I can only know my eyesight, I can only know my body. So whenever I say I know this, I am a knower and this is an object, and therefore this cannot be I, because knower is different from a known. No, that's why I know this. But I am using I am this, and therefore there is a problem. I have to say I am not this, because this is an inert and I am a conscious entity. And that badhikam, that rejection of what I am not. So neti vakyani, not this, not this, not this. So rejection of what I am not and identifying with what I am is involved. So atmani eva bhaved asya, and atmani eva bhaved yasya atmani eva yasya bhaved. In the atmani who is jnanam, the knowledge where atmani, the self that I am, atman che vijaniyat, the one who knows the self. So one who knows clearly, I am the pure existent consciousness. I am not this, because this is an inert thing, whereas I am a conscious entity. Conscious cannot be inert. Therefore, I reject what I am not, claim what I am. That claim I am means I am the essential substantive for the whole universe itself. That is the real knowledge. Atmani eva bhaved yasya, and therefore, so sahas na icchan napi muchyate. So the one who has that knowledge, na icchan napi muchyate. Shankaracharya says, even if he doesn't want, he will get liberated. So liberation is not something going somewhere or going something. If he knows himself, he gets liberated. What is the knows himself? The self that I am is the self in all. That's how he has to know. It's not like who am I inquiry, who am I inquiry. People say all I need is scriptures. I have to inquire who am I, who am I. What do I say? I am not this, I am not this, I am not this. Then what do I arrive at? I am none of this, but I am only smaller and smaller because anything is objectified. I am not. I am become subject, which is essentially pure existent consciousness. But also I am to understand that I am this also, because then the world is different, world is something else, and I am small and the world is big still, and this world is infinite, because there is not only the earth is there, earth itself is small compared to solar system is compared small in terms of galaxy, and even the galaxy Milky Way itself is called compared to the billions of galaxies are there. I become so insignificant, not even a dot in the total galaxy systems. Then say what I have become? I have become smaller and smaller. Okay, how can I be Brahmasmi? So that's not liberation, it's only Tvam Padartham Charam. In the Tattvamasi, you are trying to find out who am I? Tvam Padartham. I had to find out what is that also which I rejected, I am not that. Tat Padartham also I have to find out, and that is nothing but Ishvara only, because he himself became many. And that knowledge comes from the Vedanta only. And therefore Vedanta becomes a pramanam. Any scripture that tells you the whole universe is nothing but yourself, then that becomes a pramanam. Therefore, this is Atmani eva bhavejyasya sanechannapi. Even if it doesn't want to, he will get liberated, because he knows I am the total. And no, liberation is only understanding that I am desakala vastu aparichinnatvam. That's what liberation is. What is the moksha? Moksha is right now I am suffering with the limitations of desa, kala, vastu. Desa means time-wise limitation and space-wise limitation and object-wise limitations. Desa, kala, vastu, parichinnatvam. But once I realize I am the totality, that means there is no spatial limitation. I am infinite. Kala limitation, I am beyond the time, and vastu parichinnam, there is no objects in a way. Sajati vijati swagata veda rahitam. Therefore, I am that pure existent consciousness, and that I am. So, once I recognize that, what's the point of moksha? Moksha is only I want to become. Nobody is looking for moksha actually. Nobody, even the mumukshutvam, they said, nobody is looking for moksha. What are they looking for? Everybody is looking for Ananda only. Ananda is happiness only they are looking for. And Atmani eva, for the Atma only, for everything else is I like only, I love this because that one brings me happiness. But if I am already happy, then I don't need that. So if I am already full, if the Atma that I am is already infinite, then there is nothing really I need it. Therefore, there is no desire for any objects. Therefore, I am liberated. That means I am Sat Chid Anandaha. And that understanding that I am, claiming that understanding is moksha. And therefore, na icchannapi, Shankaracharya says, na icchannapi muchyate. He gets liberated even if he doesn't want it. So if I understand that who am I, you are essentially liberated. Therefore, here he quotes, therefore, I should have a clear understanding, just as right now I am understanding that I am this body without any doubt, aham brahmasmi without any doubt. So, srotavya, mantavyaha. Mantavya means contemplating on it. Then why do I need nididhyasana? Nididhyasana is required only when I still have the lingering vasanas, and because of that I identify myself, I am the body and I need this. So when I am transacting in the world, these raga dveshas are still there, lingering raga dveshas are there. Because of that, even though I understood that I am the srotavya, mantavya without any doubt, that knowledge is not the crystallized as though I am this body is crystallized. So that need to be, for that only nididhyasana, contemplating on the teaching is required until it's one is firmly abides in the knowledge that I am indeed Satchidananda Swarupam. Just as right now with the confusion, I am indeed this body, notion is there, in the same way I should know that. That's what is being indicated here. Therefore, I am is being used in the Brihadaranyaka statement. This is in this statement that we are analyzing. Atmanam ched vijaniya I am asmiti. Purusha. So Purusha has been analyzed. Now I am being talked about. I am is this Asmiti. I am existing. So therefore, what is this being pointed out is being used, is being explained here. So in this statement, I am as though being used as the objectifiable entity. Whereas I am as a subject is not an objective, it is immediate and aparotsham. So therefore a question being asked, it says, when I say aparoksha jnanam, how can this, which is objectifiable, which is essentially not a subject, being pointed out here? That's a question that's being raised, and that's being addressed in the next sloka 21. Ayamechyaparokshatvam uchyate chetadutyatam swayam prakasha chaitanyam aparoksham sadayataha together. Ayamechyaparokshatvam uchyate chetadutyatam swayam prakasha chaitanyam aparoksham sadayataha. So here I am is being used, and the question is this I am being used for a paroksha, for an objectifiable entity? Is the question that is, because this always stands for an object. So this Isha Vasyam Idagam Sarvam, says this Isha Vasyam Idagam Sarvam means see that the Lord is pervading the entire universe. So normally Ishavasya Idam Sarvam is that is normally translated as the Lord is pervading, Ishvara is pervading the whole universe. But the Shankara interprets as Vasya means see that the Lord is pervading the entire universe. When I heard that first time, I said, what do you mean I had to see that Lord is pervading? So how can I see? Say, hey, see that this fellow does this work. Is that the way? That means I want to make sure that Lord is not sleeping somewhere. Yeah, I have to make sure that He is pervading everywhere. It's not that way. It's because He is pervading all the time. Whether I see it or not, He is pervading all the time, everywhere. But I have to recognize that He is pervading everywhere. That's what is Isha Vashyam Idagam Sarvam. So Ayamiti. I am being, this being objectifiable. So here he is clarifying here. Ayamechyaparokshatvam uchyate. So aparokshatvam, it is actually it's not aparoksham. Aparoksham is direct and immediate. So we have to classify. One is pratyaksha, one is paroksha, and this is called aparoksha. So there are three things that are being pointed here. So pratyaksha is direct perception. So I can see this, I can see that. So everything that is pratyaksha pramana, everything that is perceived, I can only this, that is which has the objectifiable entities only I can see. So that is essentially sabda sparsa rupa rasa gandhas, that which through the five senses I can see only objects. That is called pratyaksha pramana. Then paroksha pramana means which I cannot see through the senses, sense cannot reach there. So what should I, how do I know? By listening to somebody. Therefore by shabda pramana I can know, or by logically deducing I can know. So what is happening in the Himalayas or in the Afghanistan, I won't know because it's not pratya, I cannot directly see, but I watch the TV and the news reporter tells, but the news reporter is telling because he is there at the watching there and broadcasting. Therefore I have a sabda pramana. Therefore I should have a faith that he is reporting correctly. So with that I am getting news about what's happening there, because it is paroksham. It is completely far away beyond the sense range. That's called paroksha jnanam. And aparoksha jnanam is neither pratyaksha jnanam nor paroksha jnanam. Aparoksha jnanam is not paroksha. Not paroksha means not far away, but it is there, but it's not pratyaksha. So what is that which is always, which is very close, because it's not the The far away, it is so close in fact, and at the same time it's not pratyaksha pramanam. I cannot see directly. At the same time it is so intimate. That means it's myself. Because I am there but I cannot see myself. How far I have to go to see myself? I am there all the time. I have to be there in order to go anywhere else. So Aham is aprameyam. I don't need to know anything else because I know that I am there. But only problem is I take myself, I am this body. That's where my knowledge is, and that's what is being pointed out here. So even though I am is being used in an indirect sense, pointing out, and even though we are talking about the I am is aparoksham, so how can this be possible? So I am, you are using this for that which is immediate and direct. If somebody asks, uchyate chetu uchyata, let that be. Let this saying statement is still correct because initially you need this statement. That's what is being pointed out. Whereas I am is Swayam Prakasha Chaitanyam Aparoksham Sadayatha. Even to know this, I need I am there. So even though it is aparoksham, Swayam Prakasha, I don't need a means for me to know this because I am Swayam Prakasha. I am self-shining, that means I am self-conscious entity. I don't need any pramana, means of knowledge to know myself. That's what I gave example. When I am in the pitch dark room, says, are you there? Yes, I am there. How do you know? You say it's too dark and you cannot see anything. How do you know you are there? So I don't need to see myself that I am there. I know I am there. I don't need a logic to prove me. In fact, I don't need any means of knowledge for me to know that I am there. I am self Swayam Prakasha, I am Swayam Sattaha, Sat Swarupam. I exist and I am conscious entity, and therefore I am aprameyam. I am not a means of knowledge by anything. But scripture is only pointing in the direction for me to see myself what I am already. And that's what has to be understood. So that is what is called aparoksha jnanam. It is immediate, direct, and no need means of knowledge. I don't need a light to see the light because it's directly visible. And that's what is called Swayam Prakasha. Swayam Prakasha means self-shining. Self-shining, any Prakasha, I don't need a light. But even to see the light, I need to open my eyes. Sun, if I am closing my eyes, I don't see the sun. Why? Sun is there, but I don't see. Because you close your eyes. Open your eyes, you will see the sunlight. Then open your eyes, please bring a torchlight for me to see the sun. You don't need a torchlight. So the sun is shining, Prakasha, and I need myself, and I had to open. Conscious entity has to illumine even the light. Therefore, it is only Jyoti, but I am Swayam Jyotihi. I am light of all lights. I light even light also. Without me, light cannot be lighted. Light may be there, but I have to say light is there. Without my knowledge, existence of the light cannot be established. And therefore, this I am Swayam Jyotihi and Jyotir Jyotihi. That's what it is. I am light of all lights. And therefore, Natatra Suryo Bhati Nachanda Tarakam Nema Vidyuto Bhanti Kutoya Magnihi. Mameo Bhanta Manobhati Sar. Mameo Bhanta. You are self-shining entity. So why do you need a light to see? Because Tasya Bhasa Sarvavidam Vibhati. Because in your light of consciousness, everything is known, and that essentially I am. So I am iti aparokshatvam uchyate. If somebody says, why you are using I am for indirect things, he says let that be, because in principle what you say that I am pure existing consciousness, that I am Swayam Prakasha Chaitanyam and aparoksham sadayataha. I am all the time the immediate and direct, but I need, in order to understand that, I need a methodology of teaching that requires this is what, and therefore I am is being used to point out first indirectly until I recognize that what is that being pointed out is on my own self. This being explained further using the 10th man story. So next few slokas is the explanation of I am by using the illustration of the 10th man story. That we will take up in the next talk. With this we will stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।